Alright, welcome to our fifth and final match in this Friendly Modern League with Francisco Amati's blue-white mid-range build. Yeah, alright. Seems alright. Got some mana that needs fixing, but other than that... Oh no. Well, since this is for the potential 3-2 in the league, I guess we'll play it out here, but to be honest, my heart is not in this. A remand, okay. You got it, partner. Not sure why I didn't play this on 2. I guess the overwhelming despair was just a little too much at the time. Opponent is on Jeskai control is my guess, but with the remand, maybe this is some form of sure. Maybe this is some form of Phoenix deck or something like that, or it could just be straight Jeskai. Right, so Snapcaster was a nice pickup, but unfortunately we do not have anything to go with him right now. So since it is Jeskai, this Blessed Alliance is not dead. Another Electrolyze. I don't think this is getting any better. If our opponent is on like a Geist build, then I guess I'll eat my words, but... Alright, so they're going to have paths and bolts and snapcasters and all those kind of things, so... There's a Venser, that's interesting. Let's go for a wall, see if they bother with it this time. Okay, they do not. Settle the Wreckage. It's another effectively dead card, I guess. So I think on our opponent's end step, I might just try and snap Blessed Alliance, just to pad our life total a little bit, and start doing whatever it is I think might happen in this match. Interesting. Very interesting. Not sure what to make of that. So I assume our opponent has Planeswalkers? Didn't see a whole heck of a lot of their deck. Wound Halo's interesting. Consult this again real quick. Reasonable to keep in versus Jeskai. Keep its own paths. Yeah. Rest in peace optional against Jeskai. Well, I guess we'll just do this. Opponent's probably not playing Blood Moon. These walls could keep a Snapcaster off of us. Sure. Let's see what happens here. All right. Looks like a hand that is reasonable to keep against what I assume is a control deck. One goes down to 6 or 5. Right, there's the Venser. Might just play him on end of turn on turn 4 or something, just to maybe bounce a land to our opponent's hand. Colonnade number 2, nice. It was an interesting concession by my opponent. Ooh, they are behind on lands. This Venser might be juicy here. Okay, alright, well, that really wasn't a match, but our opponent did get stuck on lands there, and so we will take it. Well, yeah, so, whatever. So here we are. Have another chest to add to our collection here, and we got our entry fee back, so that's always nice. Thoughts on the deck. The deck felt nice. I feel like the first 2 matchups, I felt like we were favored even. We definitely had a lot of play there. So again, one of the strengths to playing this in certain circumstances over traditional blue-white control is the fact that with this deck, at least you kind of play as a control deck, but then you have the option of pivoting into a mid-range deck or a slightly more proactive deck with the Restoration Angels. And again, that feels pretty good, you know. I know that when you're, at least for me, you know, when you play the control matchup, it feels like they always have a counter spell, or they always have this or the other thing, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I guess you do have other threats and some dispels and stuff that you can bring in to help fight through that. It just has a lot of good answers between the Runed Halos and the Detention Spheres. That's going to take care of a lot of the nonsense that you face in the format. But I think they're maybe a little worse against the fair decks. The other fair decks. I mean, sure, we use this to keep us on life support against the rock deck that we played against, but they have so many ways that they can get rid of this, between Abrupt Decay and Assassin's Trophy and Maelstrom Pulse. I mean, this thing is just sitting there waiting to get cooked. But again, it does force them to at least have the card, so it's definitely not dead in those matchups. The Blessed Alliance is nice. I always like that as a main deck out to like Bogles. It's good against Grixis Death Shadow, which is not a deck that we saw this time around, but I guess it's still kicking around in the meta somewhere. The games we lost, again, I'm just going to kind of gloss over the blue-white matchup. I think that for whatever reason, that matchup has just kind of slipped through my fingers. Just about every time I've sat down to play it as of late. I think that in order to gain the edge there, it requires reading and practice, you know, and watching old videos and things, and it's just, quite frankly, it's just time that I don't have. So I guess for the time being, that's just gonna be probably a 2-0 or an 0-2 loss for us for the time being, unfortunately. Because like I said, I just don't have the time to commit to really getting to the skill level where I would like to be in Magic, but my career, my personal life, just kind of they demand too much of me, and that's fine. Still have fun playing Magic, win or lose, because that's what it's about. And again, if you're playing a game and you're not having fun, you should stop playing that game. and you should go on to have fun someplace else. That was a rough loss against the rock deck. Again, that the Restoration Angel play, like, yes, it was a mistake, but it was also kind of a moto thing. I'm not trying to just make excuses like I do. Obviously, I own up to it. I should have paid more attention, but it is not something I would have done in real life, of course, barring some sort of a miscommunication between myself and the opponent. And then even a potential judge call would even have allowed us to get maybe something figured out. But I mean, just be able to Liliana the Angel next turn anyway. But that game, I think we would have won that game relatively easily from here on out, because if I remember correctly, our opponent didn't have hardly any removal spells in their graveyard for the last, like, that really got drug out there towards the end. Then, like, for the last, like, 8 turns or so after that Liliana hit, and he ulted, and he hit the choke, you know. So that was too bad. But again, that's what happened. I feel like we could have easily played a third game there, and could have potentially 4-0'd this league. So we cast our Gearhulk once, and it was good. It was in a game that we were already, I think, poised to win anyway, but still felt good. The Geist, I don't know if it was right bringing in the Geist against the black-green deck or not, but I feel like I just wanted more threats, stuff to help us start to close out the game, because again, those matchups so often just devolve into a top deck war, and so if I'm drawing Negate and my opponent's slamming a 6/7 Tarmogoyf, you know, you quickly feel foolish. So we're just looking for a way to kind of close out the game there, I think, with a Geist, just as another body to get in there and get dirty and get it done for us. But that unfortunately did not work out. Yeah, I think that's about all I have to say for this deck. I think I'm going to sleeve it up pretty much as is for some modern fun this weekend in paper. Playing in paper for the first time in probably over 6 months at an actual event, so that's exciting. I had a lot of big life changes since last summer, and so I'm finally getting back found a local game store, and it looks like they have Modern every Saturday night, so I'm going to try and get some in here right before the holidays. Speaking of which, if you're listening to this, I hope you have a wonderful holiday, whatever it is that you celebrate, whatever it is that you do. Hope that you enjoy it. Hope you get to spend some time with friends and family, and this will be probably some of my last uploads here. For until the new year. I'm going to be way out of town for a little over a week, including the weekends and stuff. So I wanted to rush and get this done, and I'll probably just dump it all up onto YouTube in one chunk rather than kind of leak it out there. And I will be able to get back to your comments and questions and whatever else when I return. So. Everyone have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever it is that you do, and I will see you again soon. All right, take care and Happy New Year.